Dave Turin returned to Gold Rush a couple of weeks back and had an offer for two of his best workers. Dave wanted to sell them his entire operation for $1 million. According to Dave, he wanted to retire and after an investor left. This is the time. However, an auction that a fan on Reddit found might have spoiled this entire storyline. Dave Turin wants to sell his entire operation and claim on Gold Rush. He offered it up to two of his best workers. This is something that many fans felt was Dave screwing over his own friends and employees. However, the sticking point was that he wanted $1 million. The crew also knows that the claim isn't paying out so far. However, one fan on Reddit thought the deal might be a good one if the workers did something unique after paying the $1 million for the operation. For $1 million, it might be close to worth it. If it comes with 2 wash plants and the excavators and other equipment, I'd buy the whole thing, they wrote. Then I'd turn around and sell it all. They then pointed out that they could likely get $1 million for the wash plants and heavy equipment alone. In the comments, Redditors continued to blast Dave for selling the claim, knowing the land is mostly worthless right now for gold excavating. They also mentioned that the wash plants are not even the right ones for that specific claims ground. Someone else did mention that the $1 million sound like about fair market for the equipment, meaning Dave already knew the land was worthless. That brings up the auction, which one of the Redditors posted a link to. In the Reddit thread, they posted that the 2 wash plants are already for sale. The cost is $150,000 and $300,000. This is through Richie Bros Auctioneers. Looking at the site, there is the 2015 Roco X3 wash plant with a date of February 17, and the second is a 2021 Roco X5R wash plant with a date of February 24. The listings also say that the equipment is in Alaska and the seller is willing to budget to Seattle. The 2015 wash plant is $150,000. The listing shows it has 1,006 hours of use. The 2021 wash plant is $300,000. It shows 477 hours of use. This sounds like Dave's crew ended up not buying the claim. There is little chance they would give Dave $1 million and then sell the 2 biggest pieces of equipment for less than half that amount. On the other hand, if they did reject the offer, there is a good chance Dave will just start offloading the equipment to get off the land with some money in his pockets. What are your thoughts about Dave Turin's story on Gold Rush? Do you think he sold, or is this him dumping his equipment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Sean Esalilos has been a freelance writer for over 25 years and is a voting member of the Oklahoma Film Critics Circle. He is also a published author with a book about the Stephen King Dollar Beatty filmmakers. Title: The Great Gold Rush Debacle Setting. A small mining town in the Sierra Nevada, 1849. The air is thick with the smell of pine and sweat, and the sound of pickaxes clinking against rocks echoes through the mountains. The streets are bustling with miners, dreamers, and opportunists, all chasing the elusive gold that promises wealth and a better life. Main characters: Henry Wells, an ambitious but naive miner who believes he has struck it rich. Clara Dawson, a sharp-witted entrepreneur who runs the local general store and has her eye on the gold rush. Old Man Jenkins, a grizzled prospector who's seen it all and offers unsolicited wisdom. The mysterious bidder, an enigmatic figure with a keen interest in the auction. The sun was just peeking over the mountain range, casting golden hues across the rugged terrain of Gold Creek. The town was alive with anticipation. Rumors of gold discoveries had spread like wildfire. Henry Wells, a young miner with dreams bigger than his wallet, awoke with a start. Today was the day he would auction off his claim. After weeks of backbreaking work, Henry believed he had struck gold, Actual gold. He could almost taste the fortune that awaited him. He rushed to Clara Dawson's general store, where she was preparing for the auction. "Clara, you have to see this," Henry exclaimed, thrusting a small pouch of glittering gold nuggets onto the counter. Clara raised an eyebrow, intrigued yet skeptical. "Henry, this could be fool's gold. You're not getting your hopes up over shiny rocks, are you?" she replied, examining the contents of the pouch. "I'm telling you, it's the real deal. I'm auctioning my claim this afternoon," Henry declared, beaming with excitement. Clara smirked. "You're not the only one with a claim. Every man and woman in this town is looking to cash in. Just make sure you've got more than dreams to show them." As the sun climbed higher, the townsfolk gathered in the dusty square, their chatter blending into a cacophony of hope and ambition. Banners flapped in the breeze, each one declaring the promise of untold riches. Henry stood proudly by his claim, flanked by Old Man Jenkins, who leaned against a post, chewing on a piece of straw. "Listen, kid," Jenkins grumbled, his voice gravelly from years of dust and disappointment. "I've seen many a man get too big for his boots. Don't let excitement cloud your judgment." "Thanks for the advice, Jenkins, but this is my moment," Henry retorted, brushing off the old man's words. The auctioneer, a flamboyant figure named Barnaby, took the stage, his voice booming over the crowd. "Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest auction this side of the Rockies. Today, we're not just selling claims. We're selling dreams." Bidders raised their hands eagerly, each one fueled by visions of gold and prosperity. Clara stood off to the side, watching intently, her mind racing with possibilities. She had her own plans for the auction, plans that did not involve Henry. As bids flew back and forth, Henry's heart raced. He could hardly believe the numbers being thrown around. Just as it seemed he would secure a fortune, a voice rang out from the back of the crowd. $10,000. The crowd hushed, and all eyes turned to the mysterious figure standing shrouded in shadow. Dressed in a long coat and wide-brimmed hat, the bidder's face was obscured, but their confidence was palpable. "What was that?" Clara whispered to Jenkins. "No idea, but they mean business," Jenkins replied, narrowing his eyes. The bidding escalated, and Henry could hardly keep up. 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. The numbers soared like the eagles above. Just as the auction reached its peak, a sudden commotion erupted at the edge of the crowd. A man burst through, shouting, "Stop! That claim is worthless." The crowd turned, murmurs of confusion spreading like wildfire. The man, disheveled and wild-eyed, pointed at Henry. "He's lying. That gold is just a shiny rock." "I know. I was there." Henry's heart sank. "What are you talking about?" he cried, desperation creeping into his voice. "I saw him digging. There's nothing but dirt in that claim," the man insisted. "He's trying to swindle you all." The mood shifted. Whispers rippled through the crowd, and the mysterious bidder paused, assessing the situation. Clara's eyes narrowed as she recognized an opportunity amidst the chaos. "Ladies and gentlemen," she called out, stepping forward, "let's not let a single voice sway us. If there's doubt, we should test the claim. Let's dig it up right here, right now." The crowd erupted with excitement, rallying behind Clara's idea. They turned to Henry, whose face paled. "Let's see what's under that soil, shall we?" Clara urged, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Reluctantly, Henry agreed, realizing he had no choice. With shovels in hand, the townsfolk surrounded his claim. They dug furiously, the clattering of metal against rock echoing through the square. Minutes felt like hours as Henry's stomach churned with anxiety. Finally, a shout erupted from the crowd. I found something. All eyes turned to a miner holding up a chunk of rock. The crowd fell silent as they examined it, anticipation hanging heavy in the air. Looks like quartz, someone muttered, disappointment creeping in. No, it can't be, Henry stammered, rushing to the front. I swear, I had gold. As the miners continued to sift through the dirt, Old Man Jenkins stepped forward, his voice low and steady. You've been had, kid. This ain't a gold claim. It's just a dream. The crowd began to murmur, and Henry felt the weight of their gazes. Clara, however, stepped forward again, a glint of determination in her eye. Let's not give up just yet. Perhaps there's still value in this claim beyond gold. The town needs resources, and if we can't find gold, we can find other ways to make it valuable. Slowly, the mood shifted again. Clara's words ignited a spark in the crowd. They began to discuss the potential of the land, and soon ideas for farming, timber, and trade began to flourish. The mysterious bidder, who had been watching silently, stepped forward. I'll buy the claim for a fraction of what I was willing to pay, but I see potential in your vision, the figure said, finally revealing a face, an experienced investor with a keen eye for opportunity. Henry stood there, processing everything. He had come to the auction chasing gold, only to realize that perhaps the real treasure lay not in shiny nuggets, but in the dreams and ambitions of a community ready to rebuild. The auction ended, not with gold, but with a new beginning. As the crowd dispersed, Clara and Henry shared a look of understanding. The gold rush may have taken a different turn, but in that moment, they both knew they had stumbled upon something far richer: hope, collaboration, and the spirit of resilience that would carry them into a brighter future.